welcome to Science on Stage Ireland. My name is Damien. I'm just going to ask you a quick maths question. If I take 500 mils of water and I add it to 500 mils of water, what should I get? Okay? I hope the majority of you guessed it as 1,000, so we're just going to confirm that, okay? I'm just going to take my volumetric flask and a funnel, and I'm going to pour the contents of both containers into it. Making sure not to spill any. Get every last drop. Okay? Now ensure to get every last drop from the volumetric flask and from the funnel. We'll notice that 500 mils plus 500 mils gives you exactly 1,000 mils. So we've established that when we add 500 mils and 500 mils, we get 1,000 mils of water. We're going to try and do something a little bit different this time, okay? We're going to try and see if we can change it. Because we know that in maths, x plus x is 2x. 500 plus 500 is 1,000. This time, we're going to use science magic to change that. Okay? So I'm going to take, same setup, 500 mils of water. I'm going to slowly add it, making sure I don't spill any. Ensure I get every single last drop. So we're going to keep a close eye on the line and see, is 500 plus 500 1,000? Get every last drop. And for some strange reason, 500 plus 500 is not 1,000, it's a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to find out exactly how much more. Okay, I'm going to use this sample jar to capture the extra water and see how much is there. This is a pipette, and I'm going to carefully take the remaining water from this down to the 1,000 ml line and see how much is there. Making sure not to spill any. Nice and slowly. So the big question now is, why is there extra water in the container this time when I only added 500 and 500? If you want to think about that for a second, I'm going to tell you how much water, how much extra water is actually in the container. So we removed our excess phantom water, and we're going to try and figure out how much extra water we have. Okay, so we set up a scales, and on the scales we put an empty sample jar, and we've zeroed the scales. So we're going to find out exactly how much extra water was added. And making sure every last drop gets in. We notice that we get exactly 18 grams of water. And the question is, why is it 18 grams of water? Okay? So, has anyone figured it out yet? What's really happening here? Was it really water I was using the second time round? Was it something else? Okay? So to answer your question, what I actually had in both containers was an acid and a base. And the unusual thing about acids and bases when they react is that they neutralize each other. And this process of neutralization occurs, it produces normally a salt and water. Okay? And during this experiment, I had set up that I had put in exactly a known amount of acid into one container and exactly the same amount of a known base in the other. And when they combine, they produce a known amount of water. And that known amount of water in this case is 18 grams. And why is 18 a special number? So the question a second ago was, why was 18 grams such an important number? Why was it significant? Okay? So the two solutions I had a while ago weren't actually water. They were water that contained an acid and a base. One contained sodium hydroxide, the other contained hydrochloric acid. And you might remember from your junior science days that when an acid and a base combine, they produce salt and water. Okay? Being very precise today, we put in a known amount of a base and a known amount of an acid, and by doing that we could predict how much water we were going to get. But where does this 18 come from? Why is 18 important? 18 grams. So if we look at the water molecule, it looks something like this. It's an oxygen which has two hydrogens attached to it. Each hydrogen has a mass of 1 gram. Each oxygen has a mass of 16 grams. Okay? So if I take a molar amount, a known amount of these chemicals, and add them together, I'm going to have 16 plus 2 hydrogens, 2 by 1, is equal to 18. And that's our magic number today, 18 grams. So this shows how you can use maths to win some money.